Hi, it's me again. We have something to talk about. Something that's mostly preventing me from buying outfits because I got myself burned once, so I'm not getting myself burned again. One of the issues with the newest final evolutions, for the most part, of dresses is that for some reason Info decided to make outfits come with effects that you can't toggle off. The 2.2 deer outfit is the most egregious because that comes from the sleeves, from what I understand. And a lot of people said that makes the sleeves entirely unusable because the mountains just come with you. But the person that wrote this thread, you can see behind prayers right here. Right here. She has two fake Eurekas. I say fake Eurekas because normally we equip any extra effects that we want into Eureka slot. I thought that was the whole point of Eurekas in Fold. Tried to say purpose and point at the same time, so whatever came out, came out. It has this bit that I hate the most. I call it the safety circle, because I prefer this version of the dress to the original one, but it has this giant flaming circle around her that you can't disable. And then, of course, her crown also comes with, like, this giant halo effect on top, which I hate a bit less. Similarly to how on the deer outfit, the moon is also a head equipable effect, from what I understand, and not the sleeve equipable effect, which would be mountains. This one, the deer outfit, is by far the most egregious one that we had seen so far, because those mountains are huge, bruh. Like, they're massive. Like, you're carrying a whole ass environment with you wherever you go. And, like, my question is why? Because it's not like we haven't had effects that you can't disable in this game before. For example, this was a celebration to Infold reacting to a complaint about Timeless Melody from 1.3. If you had the ability of Timeless Melody equipped, so not just like the outfit for pretty sake, but like if you equipped the Purification ability, it tried to display itself whether it got charged or not by like these blue bean sprites that the wishing blue people, I forget what they're called right now. Gosh, my memory is great. Isn't it fantastic? They were like circling you around, and depending on how charged the ability is, there would be like more or less of them, effectively. People hated that. People like hated that with a passion. So there's now a toggle, enable special effects outside combat, yes or no. So considering that all the way back then, people were like, I don't want little blue guys following me absolutely everywhere where I go, and then Fold took that feedback and delivered on it by making it a toggleable, I don't know why they suddenly believe that people just enjoy running around with safety circles in giant-ass mountains that they can't disable. Now here's the fun bit of this all. This is like final evolutions, right? So you need to pull the outfit twice to get here. I thought that you might want to incentivize people to pull the final evolution instead of de-incentivizing people by giving effects that majority of the population dislike. And I feel like I am justified of saying majority of population because this post had 1.1k upvotes, and it said, I love the final evo of Chroma's Mortal Heart, but I'm slightly concerned about the mountain effect on the ground. Looks cool, but I'm not going to want it there all the time. Same with behind prayers big glowing circle. Then there's special effects on other stuff, like over half of Forest Ripple's pieces. You can't change unless you get the final evo. And here's a fun bit, Forest Ripple outfit, your butt glows because it's like modeled off a glow bug. So Even even if you can change the color, you're still walking around with what looks like radioactive underpants on. So like, that's not that's not great design if you ask me. You can't change unless you get the final evo. I get that it's meant to incentivize people to pull the final evo, but even if you do, you can't get rid of the effects, only change the color. I don't know, I'm just not a fan of how heavily they've been incorporating special effects in outfits recently, and you know what, me too? And considering how mostly upvoted this post is, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are feeling the same, considering that in the past, we have received a lot of complaints about effects that can't be turned off until we got a toggle. I'm pretty sure that this isn't even even a new thing. This is like a forever thing. Like this has been how the game population has always been. Like, I don't understand why Infold was all like, yeah, Eurekas are a thing. So like you can equip giant shiny balls or moon or whatever you want. And like you can equip nice little effects around your hands and legs whenever you want. And like they they gave you the choice to equip or not equip these, and I never wear Eurekas because it's not my thing. And then they're like, final evolutions come with effectively Eurekas, which you can't take off and can't switch off. And I want to know who's like in charge of making that decision, because I don't think that they understand their own players, unless Chinese players are super into running around with whole ass mountains around yourself at all times, which I would think that they're not, but what do I know? So anyways, I'm one of those rare people that I like pulling for final evolutions. That is to say, I'm not rich, but I will prioritize pulling less, but pulling the final evolution of an outfit that I want, especially with like alternative shape, and reusing more outfits that I already have in different like colors and variations and setups. I enjoy doing that more than just like pulling the base outfit of more 5 stars, which I think a lot more players enjoy doing this. So I'm one of these rare like players that is affected by something like this, and I feel like I kind of got burnt with Behind Prayers. Because the dress is awesome, I love the dress, but the safety circle is very hard to ignore. I tried to make it more neutral colored, and then I tried making it colored black so that it kind of, I don't know, merges in with the ground so that I see it less, but I see it. Whenever I'm wearing this outfit, I see it. Similarly, I never use the alternative form of the hat pretty much because it comes with the halo, but like the halo is less offensive for me than the safety circle. Like I can imagine myself wearing a halo, but not the safety circle. Similarly, I could never imagine wearing a whole mountain rage with me. Thankfully, the second banner of 2.2, the other banner, the moon lady, the only thing that can be thought of as a special effect is her back piece, and her back piece is entirely removable. I was so overjoyed to find that outfit. But if I am so overjoyed to find something where I can just not wear the special effect on me, where I'm like, yay, I can just have the outfit. And if I'm gonna spend a lot of pulls on that, that should really tell you that Infold is doing a bad job in selling me final evolutions and selling me on their banners. Because if this becomes like the regular way of doing things, then what will happen is I'll just have infinite diamond savings, I guess, because I'm not interested in this. I'm not interested in this in the slightest. And because if I like the outfit, I don't just like to have its base form, I like to have all evolutions, including the final evolution. You just gonna have me not pulling. And even if I was in the minority of players, because I'm pretty sure that the players that pull for final evolutions are in the minority of players, the sentiment is obviously not the minority of players. That people just don't like random giant effects slapped on their clothing that they can't switch off. And honestly, if there are people that like random giant effects, I'm pretty sure that they can have these if there's just a switch that allows you to turn it off. Like, the switch is the best of both worlds. And come on, we have enable special effects outside of combat toggle for timeless melody. Like, that happened. So, like, why can't all of these come with a toggle? Enable effects, disable effect. Like, surely if somebody already has the final evo, like, you already incentivized them to pull to the final evolution. Surely you're just attracting more customers by making carrying the whole mountain range with you optional rather than not. Like, I don't understand why in a dress-up game you would not give options. So, this is a very weird video. Effectively, what I'm trying to say is, in bold, either you give us options or I'm gonna be very diamond rich. Because I'm just gonna go for all of the outfits that don't make me run around with a safety circle or with a whole mountain range on them. AKA outfits like the beautiful, gorgeous moon lady banner that we got in 2.2, where I can just yeet the piece that had all the special effects off and be like, I have this dress and I can wear the alternative shape of the dress and she doesn't become like weirdly glowy or like bring a halo behind me or like make my feet set on fire. She's just a dress. And like, I get to enjoy that. So, yeah, this whole video is like, can we please have options about these kind of things? Please? And that's all that I have to say. Because if there aren't options, then obviously I'm not pulling because I don't like this kind of thing. So yeah. Thank you for watching. Sorry on this mini rant. It's weird. It's weird. And I hope that I'm gonna see you on my other videos. And also thank you so much for my Patreon supporters. And toodaloo for now.